my Ariana Grande God is a Woman costume. To start the tutorial, you'll need the following materials: a plastic helmet or hat, scissors, flour, water, and newspaper for our paper mache, black paint, cardboard, Gorilla Glue, black tape, iron-on letters, gloves, an iron, and a black bodysuit or skirt. I got mine from Dolls Kill and Amazon. To start off by making our helmet, I am going to just trim the visor that came on mine. I purchased my helmet for about $2 at a Halloween store, and it's kind of a flimsy plastic, so this wasn't really a big problem. And I just drew a line and trimmed the edges so that it's as round as possible, just like Ariana's is in the music video. Depending on where you get your hat, this step is of course optional, but I definitely recommend, if you have a similar helmet, to just give it a nice trim and round it out as much as possible. Now we're going to make our paper mache. You will need cut up newspaper strips, a mixing bowl, regular flour, and water. To make our paper mache mix, I'm taking half a cup of flour and adding 1 cup of water. Then we're going to mix it up nice so that there's no clumps and it's a nice smooth consistency. Now it's time for the fun part. We are going to dip our newspaper into our paper mache mix and make sure that we cover the entire hat. Make sure that you're smoothing it out and that there's no air bubbles or creases when you're doing this, because it will dry that way. Once our hat is fully covered, we're going to set it aside to dry. Paper mache can take up to 24 hours to dry depending on how many layers you do, so just be patient, it will be worth it. To make the ears for the helmet, I started off by printing out a picture of Ariana wearing the helmet, and I traced each ear onto cardboard. Then I cut that shape out and taped it down to the helmet to give me a little bit of help while I glue it down. And using Gorilla Glue, I made sure that there was lots of nice layers on each ear, because we want to make sure that this is nice and secure on the helmet. I added a bit of extra layers just to make sure that the ears were nice and solid on the hat, and you definitely do not want to do anything to the hat until it is fully dry. Once it's fully dried, then we can start moving on to our painting. Now for the fun part, we're going to paint our hat. I have a black acrylic paint here and a sponge that I got from the dollar store. I find that using a sponge brush for the texture of the paper mache was a little bit easier, and I did about 2 full layers of paint and went back in when the hat was dry to make sure that there were no cracks and that everything was concealed. I also recommend taping all of the edges down of the hat with black tape so that you can't see the paper mache line as well as the old helmet. To make our gloves, we'll need our iron-on letters as well as an iron. I definitely recommend getting a second hand with this if you need help. And we are going to make sure that our letters are nicely laid out on our gloves and even before going in with our towel and iron. You want to make sure that both of the gloves have even lettering and that they both read properly on the opposite hands. So I have laid it out here just to make sure that I am positioning the letters in the correct direction based on the hand that they'll have to go on.